All right, let's talk about motivation. Specifically, how do you actually stick with something when you're a teenager and you're juggling, well, literally everything? If you've ever started a new goal super excited only to lose steam, then yeah, this one's for you.
You totally know this feeling, right? You get a new guitar, you decide you're going to join the track team, or you start some awesome new creative project. For those first couple of weeks, you feel completely unstoppable. And then, life kicks in, and that fire you had just kind of fizzles out. It happens to everyone.
And listen, this is probably the most important thing you need to hear. It does not mean you're lazy. It doesn't mean you failed. Not at all. It just means you are relying on the wrong thing to get you through. So let's stop blaming ourselves and start building a smarter system.
And that gets us to the main idea here. We're always told that sticking with things is all about willpower. You know, you just have to grit your teeth and force yourself to do it. But honestly, the real secret isn't having superhuman willpower. It's about building a system that actually supports you. This is such a huge mindset shift. We think of motivation like it's a gas tank that's supposed to stay full. But it's not. It's way more like the weather. It's just an unsteady feeling that changes all the time. Some days you'll feel super into it, other days not so much. And that is completely normal. Relying on motivation alone is like planning a huge outdoor party without ever checking the forecast. I mean, let's be real. It's hard to be consistent when you're dealing with all of this. You've got tons of schoolwork, you're stressed about exams, you want to see your friends, and sometimes you're just exhausted. These aren't excuses. They're real-life reasons why just powering through is not a great long-term strategy. So, if motivation is so unreliable, what are we supposed to do? Well, it turns out you have two secret weapons in your back pocket that are way more dependable. And they are recognition and support. Okay, so let's break these two down. Think of it like this. Recognition is all about looking backward. It's that awesome feeling you get when someone, or even you, acknowledges the effort you've put in. That builds your confidence. Support, on the other hand, is about looking forward. It's the practical help that makes it easier to keep going. So one builds you up and the other clears the path ahead. And let's be clear, recognition isn't some generic, hey, good job. No, it's specific. It's your friend actually listening and saying, whoa, your guitar chords sound so much cleaner than last week. That's not just a nice compliment, that's proof. It's evidence that your hard work is actually paying off. And that kind of feedback, it's like rocket fuel for their confidence. And then you've got support. This is the action part. This is your friend who texts you, see you at the gym in 10. It's anything that makes it easier to get started, especially on those days where you feel like doing absolutely nothing. It gives you accountability and just makes showing up that much less of a struggle. Okay, so we know our secret weapons are recognition and support. But how do we actually use them? It's time to stop wishing for motivation and start designing a system that creates it. It really comes down to three basic steps. First, you have to actually tell people what you're working on. Nobody can support you if it's a secret. Second, be picky about who you hang out with and where you spend your time. Surround yourself with people who lift you up. And third, don't wait for someone else to give you recognition. Give it to yourself. Keeping a journal or using an app to track your progress is a super powerful way to see just how far you've come. And this right here is the whole point. We're not trying to feel motivated 24/7. That's a myth. The real goal is to build habits that are so ingrained, so solid, that they carry you forward even on the days you feel totally uninspired. Your system does the heavy lifting, not your mood. Now, here's where things get really cool. This isn't just about getting support for yourself, it's also about giving it, because this system works best when it's a two-way street. Let's talk about how you can be that awesome person for someone else. It's actually pretty simple. Instead of just saying, you're awesome, point out why they're awesome. Offer to go on that run with them or to be their practice audience. And when they hit a rough patch, don't just say don't give up. Remind them of the progress they've already made. It's all about being a positive force on their team. This quote is basically the golden rule for all of this. Whether you're supporting a friend or you're checking it with yourself, this is the mindset. It's never about being perfect from the get-go. It's about putting in the effort, celebrating the small steps forward, and just learning as you go. That's where all the magic happens.
And you can see how this creates something much bigger, right? When you start supporting your friends and they start supporting you, you build this amazing positive cycle. It stops being about just your own success and starts being about a whole community where everyone feels seen, has more fun, and is way more likely to stick with their goals when things get tough.
So, we've talked about the problem with relying on motivation, and we've laid out the whole blueprint for a system that actually works. Now the question is, what do you do with this information?
This is what I want you to leave here thinking about. Really, what helps you the most? Do you need someone to give you that specific feedback? Or do you just need a buddy to hold you accountable? Once you figure out what you need, the next step is simple, but it can also be the hardest. You have to ask for it. Your entire system can start with just one conversation. So, what's your next move going to be?